on our show. It is Rob. Is it Falcone?
Falcone.
Falcone.
Yes, it's
I
Falcone.
love that. That's
It's,
better.
Yes.
So were you ever on The Sopranos?
Yes.
I figured as much. What was you doing on The
I was
Sopranos?
AJ's boss on the construction site when he fell for the little Spanish girl.
Oh.
Yes, if you blink, you missed my scene.
Really? But they didn't edit it out.
No, they don't.
Do you remember your lines?
Yes.
What'd you say?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Soprano! That's it. Because he was goofing off. And I had to straighten him out.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not like how many shows?
Oh, too
Like
many.
hundreds?
Yes.
How many Law and Orders have you been on?
You know, I only did a Law and Order Criminal Intent.
Oh, really?
Yes. And Vincent D'Onofrio is a very interesting man. But, and Catherine Earp, I did a scene with both of them. But most of I played every cop there is. Detective, plainclothes. Today I'm auditioning for a United Artists movie as a
good
cop.
for you. Good for you. So,
but everything today is confidentiality. They don't even give you the script.
Yeah.
So it kind of levels the playing field because none of the actors have the script. So they want you there a little early so you can go over it. But I might have to sign a confidentiality agreement even if I just say, he went that way.
Wow.
And that's it. Yeah. You never know.
Right. Well, I hope you get it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I looked at some of your stuff and your commercials, and everything is just like one thing after the next.
So
when you did Dunkin' Donuts?
Well, no, actually, everybody thinks that's a Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Wendy's.
But it was actually for a computer. It was for,
HP.
Yes, HP, yes.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's a donut, but it was in a donut shop. We shot that in Staten Island, yes. And I just recently shot, coming out in the fall, a movie called Money Monster.
Okay.
With George Clooney and Julia Roberts.
Oh, they're back together.
But what the most exciting thing with that was that my director was Jodie Foster.
Oh.
That was awesome.
Wow.
Yes. To meet her was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they've been showing Hannibal Lecter a lot lately, and she's on like a lot if you're flipping around, and she's so young. Well,
you know, it's funny because I wanted so much. I wanted to go, hello, Clarice. But I wouldn't dare because it's very uncouth.
Yeah.
But she was a doll. She was absolutely
that's
wonderful.
So great.
Director,
yeah,
it was great. I made her laugh.
Wow, she was Beulah in that little movie that she was in with the guns and the little kids shooting marshmallows.
Yeah, well, I remember.
What was that? Bugsy Malone.
Bugsy Malone.
Yeah.
Well, I said to her when she came towards me, all I saw was two Oscars walking towards me.
Yeah, well, that's a good sign.
Yeah, and I said, listen, I just want you to know that I've been following you since Gunsmoke, and I started having a crush on you since the little girl that lives down the lane. And she went, oh, I was a killer in that.
Ah.
She was wonderful.
That's so great. So, Monster.
Money Monster.
Money Monster.
Yeah,
so look for that. Wow, good for you. So who were you, a cop?
I'm a tire mechanic.
A tire mechanic.
Yes. And
when did you start acting?
About 25 years ago.
What happened?
I started in off-Broadway. Well, one day I woke up and I was more afraid of not doing it than doing it. Yes, and I can't do anything else.
Right. What did you do before?
I was a jeweler. I'm a carpenter.
Good for you.
I did everything with my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Played music. Was a roadie.
Ah.
Yeah. Actually, I got into the business from being a roadie because a friend of mine had a rehearsal studio on 8th Avenue, and he shared a rehearsal studio with another band. And the drummer.
The music building?
Yeah, the music building.
Yeah.
And that band, he was the drummer. He was also the drummer in Tony and Tina's wedding.
Oh.
And when he saw me, he said, are you an actor? And I always answered, yeah, of course.
Right.
And he said, well, you're a ringer for Tony and Tina's wedding.
Yeah,
You're casting
you are.
right now. So I went in on a Wednesday to audition. I was in the play on Saturday.
Yeah. What were their names? Karen was the
Well,
wife.
I was Nikki Black.
No.
It was all the Black family.
The people that were part of that show. Did you know Susanna?
I worked with so many different people.
Uh-huh.
But it was great. It was a great experience to start out.
I can't remember their names. That they were like behind that show, like they weren't in it.
Oh yeah, the producers, whatever. It was the greatest start of my career because it's a lot of improv.
Yeah.
And I immediately went from there to open mics to be a stand-up comedian.
Ah.
And then when I did my first performance in Tony and Tina's, that was when all the weight lifted off my shoulders, and I went, I'm on the road. I'm on my road.
Yeah, you had it under your belt.
Yeah.
So then you went out, then you just started auditioning. Do you have an agent now?
Yeah, well, then I picked up an agent.
Right away?
Well, not right away.
Yeah.
No. I started doing open mics and working out in the comedy clubs in Manhattan. And
how long was your spiel?
At that time?
Yeah.
At that time, I got nervous when I had to do 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. Can you
now
do like 30 seconds now?
Huh?
Can you do 30 seconds?
We
have a little clip of your commercials if you want to show.
Of my stand-up?
No, it's a commercial with what's her name?
Well, that's not with Deborah Messing?
Yeah.
That's not a commercial. That's Mysteries of Laura.
It's her show.
That's her show, Mysteries of Laura.
Yeah, so you want to show that? We'll come right back.
Sure.
It's right next. All right, because this Papa T keeps calling me.
All right, it's not going.
It's not going.
Me or you, it doesn't matter. 'Cause it just can't happen.
We're back.
And I can tell you a little bit about what I said.
We're on, guys.
All right.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that. He's gonna help us out right now.
You can always go to my website, and it has everything you need, www.robfalcone.com, and it has everything on my YouTube. Or you just Google me, and I come up very easily.
All right.
Yeah.
So what scene do you want to do for us?
Well, you wanted a little bit of my stand-up.
Yeah, I do.
Well, see, I'll tell you the truth. I tell stories. I'm not like jokes. But this is one thing. I'm an animal lover, and I hate the mistreatment of animals. Which brings me to something we do once a year that I think is most ridiculous, and that is Groundhog Day.
Oh.
We drag this poor little animal out of his house on a cold February morning. I won't go for bagels on a cold February morning.
But you're Italian.
Yeah, but bagels. I live in Forest Hills, so I mean, come on.
What about pizza?
But what they do is they drag this animal out of his house. They surround him by 3 fat guys with top hats on and black vests. He thinks they're maitre d's and he's going to be eaten. That's what he thinks. And then it's his shadow that's supposed to scare him at this point. Now I say, leave the poor animal in his house. Take those same 3 fat guys and let them stand outside buck naked, other than the top hats and the vests. If you see their testicles, it's going to be an early spring. If not, we'll have 2 more months of winter. That's what I say.
Right. I think you're right. I think you're totally right.
Yes.
You reminded me of so many Disney movies right there. And Groundhog's Day is not, Ariel from when the food starts, like, they're trying to catch the fish. And then some other one, too. That I know. It's, like, so unfair to these poor little animals.
Yes, we can't.
And that groundhog, does it even live like a normal groundhog anyway?
Well, at least they give him a house. I don't know if it's furnished. I don't know what's inside. I don't know what he does in the summer.
Do they treat him like Secretariat or something?
But, one thing, when they pull him out, he's sure not losing any weight, so they must feed him.
Yeah, pretty good, right?
Yes. We can't let de Blasio touch him because he dropped him the last time. So we can't let that happen.
No.
But
so where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Queens.
You did. So how did you know each other?
Yeah, we went to high school together.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Were you in any classes together?
As a matter of fact, I met David in my class when I think it was Miss Leonard. It was a science class.
I had a Mr. Leonard.
Wow. And Dave walked in looking exactly the same way he does now, other than the hair was a little less shaggy and a plaid shirt. We were more hippies.
Yeah, we were grunge.
Yeah, we were more
hippies. Nice.
And he sat like right in front of me or behind me, and then we met from that point on.
What a successful neighborhood you come from.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable.
There's some very talented people.
What was it? Forest Hills High School.
Forest Hills High School.
Wow.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Look at that.
Yeah,
they were in your class.
Landon.
Michael Landon, he died on this day. He's an angel of our
Did
show.
he really?
Yeah, he passed away on this day.
He went to Forest Hills High School.
See, he would get bagels, right?
He would get bagels.
Yeah.
108th Street.
Yes. Captain Kangaroo.
Oh my God,
Graduated
Mr. Green Jeans.
Yep.
Wow, Captain Kangaroo. Probably most of the kids in this world don't even know who
We
he
had
is.
a lot of people. We had a lot of people.
Yes.
I think Tony Felix also.
Maybe.
Yeah. A lot of people. Writers. A lot of people.
Dave U-Hall.
Yeah, Dave U-Hall.
Falcone.
Yes. Bobby Paradise, Agent of the Stars. Yes.
Wow. So, do you have a favorite thing you've done? Do you have a favorite film or television show? Anybody you really love? Jodie Foster, I'm sure it's like
That was good.
Yeah.
That was
How
good.
was Julia and George? George Clooney?
Believe it or not, I didn't shoot any scenes with them.
Okay.
But,
I believe it.
yes, believe it or not. But it's odd the way I'm kind of in the scene with George Clooney. But he's
isn't
on
it
a monitor.
so interesting how they're able to do these things,
Yeah.
right?
I can't say anything, otherwise
No, that's
the
all right. We
screen
don't want to
actor
get into
still
problems.
comes and shoots me in the foot.
Only
so-
that it's coming out in the
Yes.
fall. and
Yes, that's it.
That's a
Yeah.
good thing. So, on our show, we'd like to get a skeleton from your closet. It is National Ginger Snaps Day.
Yes.
Would you like a ginger
Oh,
snap?
sure. I'm not going to eat it now because I don't want to make a fool of myself
Yeah.
while I'm eating it.
You're smart.
Spitting out ginger snaps all
So
over
you
the
you
place.
understand how it works.
You want a
And
skeleton
a
from my
skeleton
closet?
from your closet. Anything juicy? It could be from high school.
Well, actually, Diora was happily married until she just met me.
Ah.
And that's why she's leaving her husband.
Ah.
Yes.
I knew
I
something was
spoke to
going
her in
on.
Italian. I said, Bella Fortuna, signore, come bella. And she went, that's it. That's it.
I'm leaving him.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I might even stop eating salad. But, I have that. But a skeleton in my closet.
Yeah. What kind of trouble did you ever get in?
Oh, I ran away from home.
Really?
Yes.
Where'd you go?
I was living in Huntington at the time, and me and a couple of friends felt we had to rebel. And we stole a car from the church parking lot.
Wow.
It turned out it was the priest's car. We knew it when we opened up the glove box. And where did we go? Queens Village. Because he had a brother that lived, an aunt that lived, and she put us up in Queens Village. And it was the worst 5 days I ever spent in
5
staircases.
days?
5 days.
And there were no cell phones then, no
No,
tracking.
nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Wow, you really did it.
And I'll tell you, I remember looking back on that and I said, I was just so hungry the whole time.
Here, have a root beer. Too.
Yes.
Make up
I
for
was
it.
so hungry during that time. But that's one of the bad. I wasn't a total bad guy.
What happened when you went home? Did
I
you
got what I
trouble?
wanted.
You did. What
Yes.
did you want?
My hair to grow long.
Ah,
Yes, I was
a
rebellious.
hippie.
Yes.
You weren't allowed to grow
Well,
your hair.
my father was kind of like a strict person, an old world Italian,
Right.
and I had to make a point. And,
Wow.
yeah.
Good for you.
But unfortunately, he also disowned me. So I really didn't get anything after that. I mean, I got everything I needed.
Well, your hair's short
I didn't
now,
get
so he's
support.
smiling at
Yes,
you now.
my Beetle boots were always in the garage. They were never allowed in the house.
Oh my gosh. Did your mother cook a good Sunday meal?
Oh, my father was actually
Oh,
excellent.
really?
Yeah. And my mother.
What was the best thing?
Oh, well, there's a Sicilian dish called spadini.
Yes, with the cheese.
No,
Oh.
no, you don't get this yet.
Ah,
It's spadini. The spadini actually means meat roll-ups.
okay.
And
Is it in
it's
bread,
top
though?
tenderloin rolled up with mozzarella.
Yeah, the
And then
cheese.
it's dipped in breadcrumb,
Right.
olive oil.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's good. And then, of course, I love the sandwiches. I mean,
Yeah,
pasta.
lasagna.
Yeah,
Rob happens to be a great cook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it.
I went over.
Oh, we should go to his house.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
you
go
have
there.
to fend for yourself at a very young age and learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Yes, but I always watched. Yeah, I always watched my father
You're a good cook.
and my mother, and we like to eat. When you like to eat, we like to cook.
There you go. So Amador's a lucky lady.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
A lucky man. Yes.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. Love works on
She's
her.
very tall.
She is.
Very tall.
The
That's
lead
okay.
black
No
horse.
problem with that.
That's all right. I like working without a net. Yes.
Well, it's such a pleasure. And,
Thank you
and,
very
and
much
once
for having
again,
me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like again, you
You
were
can Facebook
on,
me.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
on
so
Facebook.
many shows.
If you Google my name, Rob Falcone, you'll
Falcone.
get everything. Falcone.
Yeah.
Yes.
FALCONE.
Yes.
RobFalcone.com.
And
Who's your favorite gangster?
You know, Pesci does a good job sometimes.
Yeah.
In real life, you mean, or
Yeah.
just in acting? In real life, it has to be George Segal. I won't call him Bugsy because I'm afraid to still get whacked. But he was a very colorful gangster.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
There you go.
And, so that's about, yeah.
That's it. Would you like to push a button? No, we don't
Sure.
want to wait
Anyone?
for your appointment. Yeah, you pick it.
Ooh,
That's for the wedding.
that's actually hysterical. You know what it made me sound like?
What?
That with WABC, remember back in the
Yeah,
80s?
of course.
I felt like, what was his name?
Cousin Brucey?
Yes, Cousin Brucey,
Yeah.
yes.
He did that?
Yes. Yeah. It's the Cousin Brucey Show. Yes.
Well, thanks so
Thank
much.
you very much for having
Go
me.
get that part.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Rob Falcone.
See you in the big screen. Yeah.
All right.
I'll be back. Everyone.
Another best kept secret.
Yeah.
And who? What's that you say?